Hi, welcome to my new video. In this episode I will show you all the process of how to create this simple coloring house template. And I also exported this artwork in a Procreate file format and shared it in the video description. It's really fun to recolor the scenes after completing the template artwork, especially the picture can be matched with many different color modes. First, let's start with the pencil sketch for the entire structure. In order to record this demonstration, I came up with this simple picture, and then divided the color into as few parts as possible. And the second step, I use the stain B brush to draw the fine line like the guidelines in coloring books. Now I'm done with the outline drawing. I will delete the pencil sketch as I don't need it anymore, and lock the outline layer. Now coming to the color section, get to the new layer. I would like to start with putting everything green into this layer. And now follow by adding another layer for the roof. And I will put the pot in this layer too. Now the other layer is blocking my view. To erase the extra part at the edge, tap and hold the checkbox of the layer where you're working, until all the other layers are off. And I switch the line back on for a guide. Now I have a clear view for my next move. After that, tap and hold the checkbox again, to bring back all the layer appearance. In order to reduce the number of layers, I put the windows and doors together with the sky in this layer. Since the house body has two directions, I'm cutting it out for different lighting tones. Use the freehand lasso to make the selection. Feather 1%, then swipe down on the screen with 3 fingers, and choose Cut and Paste. So now I have 2 layers for the wall, one is facing left, and another one facing right. I wouldn't want the background so solid. Now I use the layer mask to get some fade out effect, and I use the non-permeate mask brush for some textured edges. Now switch to white color, and use any solid brush to retrieve the windows and doors back. Now I'm done for the change. Tap the layer and select the merge mask. So that's pretty much of the job of the basic color layers. Before we turn them into color ring templates, I will cover them with a layer to paint the shade of shadow. So add a layer above, and set to linear burn mode. Usually unsaturated blue or purple are my favorite colors for placing shadows. Now I feel the value of the shadow is too light, so I duplicate one copy of the layer and adjust the opacity until the thickness I want. Turning off the wall that is facing right, giving both sides different colors as part of the plan. I'm using the blender brush to rub the part 1 want to dilute. Keeping the house shadow obvious, but dilute the tree shadow. That's all for the shadow color, and now I merge them into one layer. So I have about 7 layers for color, not including the shadow and line, and here I will perform a set of steps for each color layer. Duplicate one copy of this layer, and merge down. And duplicate again and merge down again, so that we will have a value of 4 times the thickness on this layer. And now apply alpha lock on it, and then go to Hue, Saturation, Brightness Adjustment. Swipe the brightness all the way to white. Now I turn off the background color to see the part I made, and placing back the color for reference later on. So do the same to remaining color layers. Duplicate a copy and merge down, and duplicate and merge down again. Alpha lock, and brightness adjustment to white color. After completing this series of work, we will add some texture to make those colors look not that flat. To do this, add a layer right above all the colors, but below the shadow layer, and then set it to color burn mode. Now go to a color layer and make a selection. And make sure to go back to the color burn layer every time after selected. Otherwise you'll be doing this at the wrong layer. I'm using the non-permeate mask to create mine, and you can try any other texture if you like. Use a soft eraser to make it more decent if it is too thick. Now I go for color adjustment. Desaturate can make it easier to match when you refill other colors later on. I'm done for the roof, and now going for the next part. Again, make a selection and go back to the color burn layer. Now let's give it a paper texture. Add a layer on top of everything's. Choose a paper texture brush, and fill up the whole canvas. Duplicate one copy of the paper, and set the top layer to overlay mode. Then reduce the opacity of normal one to desired appearance. Now I select all the layers that I will not going to edit again. The one I name the strips is just some tiny little detail that I won't go back there to make any changes. Then I group and lock them together, so we can see a neat row of layers now. I want to keep this original file, so I go out to the gallery and duplicate one copy, and turn this copy as a coloring template. And now the only things left to do is to turn all the color layers to white color by using the hue saturation and brightness adjustment, and also make sure they are still with the alpha lock on. So here my coloring template is done. Now let's give a try to fill in different colors. I will make a copy before every coloring, so I don't need to do the reset job again. I had exported and shared this Procreate file. You can find the download link in the video description. So this is my autumn colors, and here are a couple more mode sample. Night times? Vintage, maybe? So have fun with the coloring template if you like it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.